So, last night, I was in the process of finishing up editing for a different video, and then I did not get to finish because I was incredibly tired and I kind of passed out at my keyboard, which I'm glad that happened, and I'm not releasing that video, I'm releasing this video instead. So, last night, my video was on this whole Bricks and Minifigs situation, and I basically talked about it for a little bit and talked about some things that I felt like were going on behind the scenes, but I could not prove, such as, just the very short version is, I reasonably believe that all of the threats that Bricks and Minifigs are alleging are being delivered by Ben, such as threats of bombing, threats of burning down stores, threats of shooting and killing employees and customers and all of that stuff. I believe that those are not real and that they are being staged as part of this. I cannot prove it, but that is what I reasonably believe based on all of the evidence that I have right now. But this morning I was watching Emily D. Baker, which from what I understand, she's a former prosecutor, I believe. Let me look that up right quick. Yeah, Emily D. Baker, YouTube. American legal commentator, podcast host, and former deputy district attorney. So, she knows what she's talking about. During her coverage of the temporary restraining order that Bricks and Minifigs has filed against Reckless Ben and Brian Mansell, I had a little inkling of a thought in the back of my head, which has occurred several times, and I finally decided to Google it. And what I found is incredibly interesting, and I believe I cannot prove this. I am stating that right now that I cannot prove this, but I believe I may have found the reason for why Bricks and Minifigs are going this far for seemingly such little money. I'm going to directly read it to you as I put it on screen, and I'm also going to provide a link to this website in the description below. Financial health notes. Bricks and Minifigs' financial condition raises questions about its ability to provide services and support to franchisees. The company has reported negative stockholders' equity of approximately $492,495 US in 2024 and $276,860 US in 2023, indicating that its liabilities exceed its assets. Bricks and Minifigs also incurred net losses of $215,635 US in 2024 and $94,925 US in 2023. So, I am by no means a financial expert, but I know a little bit about this stuff because I kind of started getting into that last year. I have a little bit of knowledge here, and well, you don't really have to have knowledge to read net losses of $215,000 and kind of figure out what might be going on here. But for those who don't know, liabilities just mean potential costs, things where money could end up going into a black hole. An emergency fund is a liability, for instance. But the amount of money that Ben has alleged that they stole is over $200,000, and they seem to be trying, in my opinion, they seem to be trying to also go after the GoFundMe, which is another $450,000. Now, there are questions about the amount of the actual Legos, but actual advertising from the Bricks and Minifigs franchisee who initially did the consignment deal with Brian Mansell stated that the Lego collection was worth $200,000, which advertising is not the truth. If somebody says something is $200,000, for all you know, it could be $2, and they're just trying to hype it up. Reasonably speaking, I believe most estimates place it somewhere around $100,000. I believe the lowest one is $80,000, and the highest one puts it more like $150,000, but typically speaking, very low $100,000. Now, getting back to this net loss that they have been suffering, they are down about $310,000 in just 2 years, which for those who don't know, this consignment deal started in 2024. The takeover of the store was in 2025. And now all of Ben's videos and all of the other stuff is 2026. I cannot prove this, but I believe the business is losing money year over year, not only having ever increasing negative stockholders equity, but also ever increasing net losses. I mean, we already have 2 years where going from 2023 to 2024, it increased drastically, more than double the net loss for 1 year than the year prior. I believe the reason that they are trying so hard to keep all of this money is because the business is going under, the business is in the red, and this is going to be a bit of a financial term most of you will not understand, but they are financially kicked in the ass. That is why I believe that they are going this hard and trying this damn hard to take all of that money, because they are already out. I believe they are already out a significant portion of their assets, if not basically all of their assets, and they are going under as a company already, even before this started. Which 2 years is not enough to establish a pattern. You need at least 3 years, and I do not have their 2025 data, unfortunately. I cannot find it from my Googling, but they took over the store in 2025 and they were sued and they lost the lawsuit and are supposed to pay an amount that I do not know, and they have not paid that amount. Shut up, Discord. And they have not paid that amount yet, and that is why they are now being sued again and why all this is happening. So I think that even if this had not happened, Bricks and Minifigs would not be around for the rest of this year. I think that if the Lego consignment stuff hadn't happened, and if they hadn't taken over the store, and if they hadn't done all of this other stuff that we have seen from Reckless Men, I think that the company still would not have lived out 2026 regardless. I think all of this is their attempt to stay afloat as best they can, or for the owners and shareholders to extract as much value as they possibly can before it goes under, so that they can maximize the size of their pocketbooks. That is what I think that this is all about. So I just wanted to, I've been rambling just a bit about it, but I just wanted to put that out there because I haven't seen anyone else talk about the fact that they have been losing money for a few years now. I'm gonna have to find a very provocative title to put up here, but I'll worry about that while I'm editing. Anyway, thank you all so much to everyone who joined me for this video. I hope you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are around the globe, and I will see you next time. Goodbye!